Hey guys, I'm here with Garry. As you can see, we're right down to the wire with some of the last interviews. I had to improvise with my beautiful voice. So, hey Garry, how are you doing, man?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Nate. Glad I'm getting introduced to the usual professionalism of like the Faction podcast.
To be fair, I think you're the only one that's gotten this treatment, mate. So I think maybe they should take something away from that, you know?
Yeah, a reflection on me.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. You know? Garry, you're an interesting unit, mate. Always. How about you give us a bit of a bit of a background about yourself with regards to Magic and the faction, and kind of. I think you're one of the original members, right? So maybe just give us a little bit about that.
Yeah. Thanks, Nate. Look, to be honest, I haven't been super active in the faction of late. But yeah, I guess I was one of the original members of the faction before it was the faction, before it was just a couple of dudes playing Magic in Hoodie's mum's house. Always like a reference to Hoodie's mum's. But yeah, back in the day, it was me, Hoodie, and Dan, another member of the faction. We used to play together. In fact, Dan was the guy who introduced me to Magic. And then I think I took a break from Magic when we hit high school because, it wasn't kind of cool. And then I got back into it when I bumped into the at a friend's wedding, like, I don't know, a decade later. And he's like, oh, should come play Magic with us. And I was like, holy shit, you guys still play Magic? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, all right, I'll dip my toe back in. And he introduced me to draft, and yeah, since then I've kind of been playing on and off with the guys. So yeah,
So I think
that's basically me.
you, Hoodie, and Pete kind of all went to school together. Is that right?
Yeah. I think, well, I don't remember it. I went to school with Hoodie. Hoodie was like a year older than me.
Yeah.
And then Pete would have been a year level younger than me. I'm hoping I'm getting that right. Yeah, I think he always looked up to me as some sort of role model.
Of course. Yep, absolutely. And we won't fact check that on the weekend, I promise.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've been around, I guess, from the start, floating in and out of Magic. I know, obviously, from the time we've spent together, you played a few GPs, and you've played, I think, the majority of these faction majors, as Hoodie likes to call them. Maybe you can tell me if you've had any top finishes, cool stories, or anything involved with maybe the more competitive side of Magic.
Have I had any good finishes? The fact that I have to think about this is quite telling. I know that I dodged not coming last in one of the last faction championships, which I'm quite proud of. I think I came second last, so
Perfect.
that's achievement. And where else have I I think I specialized in modern for a while. So I think I was like real deep into modern. And if anyone knows me, I played Jund for a big time. And I was a big Jund player. Try to like foil out my deck. It was pretty baller. It was like nice Dark Confidence and
the Thought Seizers.
Liliana's. The Thought Seizers. Had like a really nice. I can't remember. Lorewyn Thoughtseize?
Yeah,
those were pretty penny. So, in fact, I'm actually pretty sure that you helped me sell some of those.
I did.
So, yep. So, and I'm pretty sure I had a good finish with one of those. I think I won, I'm not sure what they're called, maybe a PTQ qualifier or something like that.
Yep.
And then one of the GPs, I think it was the last GP that they had in Melbourne. I was able to make day 2, which I'm pretty proud of.
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah, making day 2 was quite the achievement. Was really happy to represent the faction going into day 2.
Yeah, going into day 2. Yeah, very clear distinction there for Hoodie.
Yeah. So I know that a lot of the faction guys were pretty proud of that. In fact, they still talk about it today.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And how'd you do on that day 2, mate?
Oh, it was like I don't want to speak too much about it because I don't want to be blowing my own horn there. But
Mhm.
safe to say the competition was pretty tough there. There was a few open seats around me, but you know, all in all, it was a pretty good day. I do remember that the weather was good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
just one of
beach
the things
weather,
I do
some might
recall.
say.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Beach
fantastic.
weather.
No, that's great, mate. I do remember that. I remember everyone cheering at the pub when you arrived after the last round. That was good times. I do remember, I guess, meeting you in one of the modern events, probably at Preston, but possibly at one of the PPTQs.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
one of my favourite stories, I think, with you was maybe even the second or third time that I met you at I think of GP in Sydney or Brisbane. You rocked up late and you managed to weasel your way into the tournament after registration was closed, and I think you even convinced someone to give yourself a discount.
Yes, that's right. I look looking back on it, I don't know whether it was the right thing to do, but I thought I'd signed up for the GP and we'd flown all the way up to Sydney and I
Mhm.
get up there and this is the day of the GP and um, know, I'm like, oh hey, look, ready to roll, and they're like, hey, we don't actually we have you in here, and sign-ups have closed, and I'm like, no, like, I distinctly remember signing up. Maybe there's a mistake, and he's like, no, let me have a look in here, and he's like, no, and I'm like, oh no, and then I was like, what? I'm like, oh shit, how do I get into this GP? And so I remember I sold him this sob story of just traveled from Japan, came all the way down here to Sydney ready to play. Um, and the tournament organizer was really really generous and said, look, you've come all the way down from the rising sun. um, you know I remember my last time in Tokyo and people there were so generous to me. I'll let's see whether we can get you a spot, and yeah, they were generous enough to fit me in, which was I was very very thankful for. So yeah, props to the
Rather high on
GP.
that charisma then, mate.
Yeah, yeah.
I think my favorite part of that story was after that. The guy was like, "Okay, it's $100." I'm like, "Cool, I've got $90," and he was like, well, "Fine, whatever."
Yeah, yeah. I think he was. Yeah, I think he was. Oh, look, I give but like he was like, yeah, look, we just need to get this tournament running. $90 is fine. Let's just go.
Amazing. I just remember that because it was one of the early interactions we had, and it was just amazing. It was it was very funny, and that story, that's going to live on forever, which is fantastic. So maybe maybe focusing our eyes a little bit more on the tournament that's ahead of us. What are your predictions for who's kind of going to win it?
Um, hmm, Gee, to be honest, the faction's grown quite a bit since
Yes,
I last played. I don't even know whether I know the full roster these days. But it's hard to. If I was a betting man, what would I put my money on? So who won it last time, Nate? Were the
Rob won it last
Oh,
time. He
okay.
beat Ian in the finals.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, if you can win it, no, I'm kidding. Uh, it's a pretty wide open field then. Who would I put my money on? I mean, look, uh, since you're with me, I reckon you're always a chance, Nate. I never count you out.
Thanks, Des.
Um,
Yeah.
I'll pander to the host. Who else? Maybe who would I like to see win it? I would like to
Mm,
see maybe you to win it. Actually,
yeah.
I mean, he's come close a couple of times. He likes to think he's in the running.
Mhm.
And for I guess the faction, one of the OGs of the faction wouldn't mind us like representing. And I know I'm not going to be like pulling that cart. So maybe Hoodie or Pete can like you know hopefully take it home. That would be my prediction.
I think I said the same thing. I'd like to see Pete hit the top eight and take the W home, take the trophy home. That'd be great.
Yeah,
But
I heard he won 2K or something like that. Take home the money and then this
yeah,
time the trophy.
pretty good. A couple of weeks in a row would be nice. So who do you think? So do you think that means that you root for a Hoodie Pete final with one of them to take out the actual trophy?
Oh no,
Or do you think
that's like
someone else might come and
no,
take it?
that's friendly on friendly. I want Hoodie to take down like oh, the classic matchup is Hoodie versus Shane, right? I mean, I
Yeah,
like the thought of Shane losing in the final because it's close, and then he just misses out, and the fact that he misses out to Hoodie, like you'll never hear the end of that.
he's
So
salt.
I
Yeah,
reckon
good
that's
salt in the wound.
a good matchup.
I reckon that's a great final. It'd be good to watch too. So yeah, can't go wrong, and you get to rub in the loser.
Yep.
Who do you think might come ninth and get that heartbreak? Had
Oh,
quite a lot
missing
of
out in the
votes
top eight.
had quite a lot of votes for Kyle, Hoodie, and myself have been the winners, I
Oh
guess, so
yeah,
far.
man. What's all the hate for Car? Typical like Aussie like tall poppy syndrome. Hey.
Yeah, win a GP. He's had enough, right? It's time for everyone else. That's my thoughts.
True, that's true. Leave some of that 20K for the rest of us.
Exactly.
However much money you earn. And like, yeah, okay, yeah, you won the last one, Nate. Like, I don't think
Yep, I
I'm
won
not
the
even
last
gonna give you
invitation.
ninth. I'm gonna like give you like friggin' not even top 16. I hope
Oh
you're the
no.
bottom half.
Oh no. I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Who do I like? It's what's the ninth place is someone I like, but don't like that much. Then, right? So I think you're good, but you know, I would like not going to wish you that well. Who who can I give that honor to? No, that's a hard one. That's like a a backhander, isn't it?
A little bit.
Maybe
That's why we put it in there as a question.
really okay. Um, well, I'll tell you what. I give it to Trent, and only
Oh,
because
yeah.
he always does well. He's always in the top eight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, uh, how
Yep, that's a
about
good one.
leave a bit of room for like us mere mortals, right?
Yeah, sounds good. Is there anyone else you think that might have a chance of winning this thing? I know we talked about very briefly that it is quite an open field. We're all pretty reasonable players, and maybe a good percentage of us, might have practiced or picked a Highlander deck already.
Yep.
But who else do you think might be able to win?
I put it on. I'm gonna get Dogan. Wait, are we up to the dark horse part, or we
Yep,
still
that's what we're
throwing
doing
in
right
like
now. Dark horse.
okay, yeah. Dark horse? All right, yeah, Dogan. Dogan. I
Perfect.
mean, like, I feel like how many other people have said Dogan? Tell me, I'm not the only one.
No, definitely not. No, there's been quite a few.
Exactly. Yeah, he's a good player. Kind of like flies under the radar. But he's always about that aggro, and it's I feel like people maybe going into the Highlander are probably playing it a little bit fancy because it's a good chance to play with like a lot of fun cards that we don't usually play with, but sometimes you just got to like aggro them out, and I know that like all the way up like Dogan's alley.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Sometimes you want to play ancestral recall and you get slapped by 2-1s. That can definitely happen.
Exactly. Huh.
Might give you a live piece of information you might not be aware about, but Tristan is coming this weekend. I'm not sure if you've seen that
Okay.
on the Facebook.
Oh, I haven't, but
He's
yeah.
a late entrant.
Like,
Make sure that we get even numbers. He's kind of the first reserve, so to speak.
okay, well, good to the crew gave him like the oppo to like join us. I'll be
Yeah,
like interested to hand him out a ass whooping as well.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah, I'm hoping Tristan comes second last, and maybe someone else can come actual last. No, I'm just kidding.
But
Oh,
yeah,
that's great.
good, good stuff that is going on. Yeah.
Perfect. I mean, they're all the questions that I wanted to kind of get through. Just give you the floor if there's anything else you wanted to talk about, anything about the faction, anything of Magic, anything at all, I guess.
Well, I mean, it's interesting, right? Like, I feel that Magic, and I can't tell whether it's because of the coronavirus or just where I'm at. Like I've been super busy, and so this is like one of those everyone goes through this where you kind of magic kind of ebbs into your life and then flows out again. And so I'm just in one of those spots where magic hasn't kind of taken center stage, but I'm pretty excited to kind of jump in and take a crack at this new set. I know there's a lot of like vampires and ghosts and werewolves and that sort of stuff. So um, yeah, looking forward to playing a bit of limited, and got a couple of hot tips from Shane about the new couple of new Highlander decks. So yeah, like going to be playing blue. Yeah.
That was actually a good segue. What do you rate your chances in the two formats? Being first being a 3 rounds of Vow Limited and then 4 rounds of Highlander. Do you back yourself in any of those in particular, or are you just going to kind of turn up and see what happens?
Look, I think one of my core skill sets, especially during like the sealed portions of GPs, is just opening bombs. And
Yep.
I heard like this format is pretty bomb heavy, so I'm gonna lean on that pretty hard for the
Okay.
first part.
Fantastic.
For the Highlander part, um, we have a lot of catching up to do because, to be honest, I haven't really played the format, but I'm just gonna have to rely on my just raw skill and talent. I think.
Yep. Perfect.
Just pick up the deck and just roll on the day.
All right. So you can open
And
some
try
bombs
not to
in
make
there.
the fucking
Yep.
second last position again.
That's it. Yeah, go for third. So you're going to open some bombs in the draft, and then you're just going to rely on natural skill and talent. So you're pretty much a lock for the top 8. That's what I'm hearing. So
Yeah.
congratulations on the trophy, mate. You've heard it here first.
Yeah, you guys know that I love calling it early.
Yep, I do. Yes, many PPTQs where Gary's opened his seal pool and said that he can't lose and he's going by lunchtime. Yeah.
Exactly. That time that I opened what was it? The Locust Guide, and I'm like, man,
Oh
I
yeah.
didn't even have to concentrate. And I was fucking bundled out after 3 rounds. I was like, what the?
Yeah, that was good times.
Yeah.
Awesome, mate. Well, if there's nothing else you wanted to talk about, that's probably going to do us for here. So I'll give you the opportunity again, just in case there's anything else you want to include.
All right, I'll let my play do the talking on the day.
Oh, perfect. I love it. Is there anyone you're specifically going to come for? You're going to come for Hoodie round 1? You want to compete against him? Give him a smacking?
Yeah. No, look, who do I actually want to? I mind playing. I think I want to play against Leo because I reckon we have a good conversation when we play.
Yep.
Puck, I feel like we have good conversation when we play. Who do I want to hand out like some beatdowns to? Yeah, I'll take a win anywhere I can get it. So, you know, give me, give me any of like the easier players.
Yep.
I'm
Perfect.
happy to
So the
kind of like
Shanes, so the
take
Trents of the world. Yep.
yeah the bottom tier of the faction. I'll take you guys on.
Perfect. All right, you heard it here first, everyone. Thanks, Gary. Really appreciate having a chat. I'm glad we could get this done. And I'll give this over to the podcast team and hope we can get that up there. But I guess we might get this up on the YouTube. So stay tuned for that.
Catch you guys later.
See ya. Bye, Carl.